How do you do? We're about to unfold the story of
the Bride of Frankenstein.
She's alive! Alive!
A monster created from cadavers out of rifled graves. A tale that sent my blood into icy creeps.
Would you like to hear what happened after that?
Well, we warned you.
You have been warned. Welcome back to Frankenstein Minute, the podcast that dissects the Universal Frankenstein film series minute by minute. I'm Thom Lang.
And I'm Bill Evenson. And today we're going to dissect minute 60 of Universal's 1935 film Bride of Frankenstein. This is it. This is an hour in.
Yeah, which means there's only 15 more minutes.
This is the big
only
one.
15 minutes left.
There's only 15 more minutes left. Minute opens with
This is where we get the tracking shot.
the tracking shot where we go through the wall.
We talked about last week.
And then I noticed you hear Carl close the door behind him because I don't know if you can even see the door.
Well, you can see it as he starts to go through it, not as he comes out on the other side.
Right.
Grabs his coat and hat and hightails it down the stairs, muttering to himself.
Yeah, James Whale loves shots of Dwight Frye going down these steps, muttering to himself.
You referenced back in the crypt, Whale being so enamored of Fritz going down the stairs talking to himself that you had him do it in the crypt. But this is almost an exact replica of the shot from Frankenstein in minute 18, where he's coming down the stairs and he stops, pulls up his sock, and that whole thing. This is that moment. Pull out my knife and there she'll be. Where will she be, I ask you? It's just jabbering nonsense as he goes.
It's a little crazy. Yeah. He says, at least according to the subtitles, I'll go into that room, and I'll take my knife out and I'll get it, I'll hold her down, and there she'll be. Where, I ask you, where will she be? He doesn't go into a room.
I think he's just...
However, we also don't see him extract the heart.
No.
So maybe he does that in a room?
I don't know.
I
Well, he's just nuts, so he's just jabbering to himself. It's another example here of Whale being so enamored of Frye.
I think I missed it. Oh, that's right. I see. I got confused because I've also got a note here for something from the Dreadstone, because we then cut back to Henry saying
there are always
accidental deaths occurring.
He's trying to justify.
Yeah. Well, in the novelization, he hasn't left the room yet, so that's why I got confused. Fritz Carl in this case, the character's named Fritz in the Dreadstone. Yeah. The only reason I want to bring it up is he says the man nodded at Pretorius with a grin full of discolored gaps. His shoulder shrugged. The bulge hopped gleefully. There are always accidental deaths, Henry said to hush his thoughts. Oh yes, Fritz agreed, grinning. Bound to be. So when he says his shoulder shrugged, the bulge hopped gleefully,
I think he's inferring
Fritz
that
the hunchback?
I think that's what's the inference there. Yeah, I think
in the novelization?
Because I think earlier when Fritz is introduced, it's not in the film, but it's in the novel, in Pretorius' apartment, who's the one that comes to the door, he's described as being hunchback. So I don't know if it's supposed to be the same character from 31 or...
It's just such an odd choice.
Yeah.
It also seems to me to be in keeping with Dreadstone's, or what was the guy's name?
Ramsey Campbell.
I was looking in the book because I know he does the introduction.
Yeah.
It's like I said, there's so often that it seems like he wants to correct something or at least elaborate on something that he thought maybe was not entirely clear in the movie. And I could sort of picture him being like, well, I think it's stupid that we bring back Dwight Frye to play a different character. I'm just going to make him the same character. Even though he got killed in a very important death in the first one. Not something you can write off.
Not easily, no.
Although, as we've said, he could be Igor, right? He gets hanged.
Oh, right.
Maybe they find him. All that crap.
Yeah. And I like how droll and non-committal Pretorius is when he says, always.
A line that's not in the script.
Not in the script.
Which I know.
Yeah, he's...
no, totally. He's perfect. That's a laugh line. I don't remember if anybody laughed at that when we saw it in the theater, but it's a great line.
I think usually...
Always. And then looks away and moves a beaker or something, yeah.
All the script has is the sentence, Fritz comes running down and goes out into the night.
Okay.
So none of Dwight's ad-libs there. It's all just cut and dried. And I get the script calls him Fritz as well.
Oh, is he Fritz at this point? Because in
he's Fritz.
That's funny. In Edgermont, he's Franz. Oh, he is Fritz. That's right. The script. I don't know why I don't have the script with me this time, but
Script calls him Fritz.
close enough. Same
Anyway.
diff.
Yep.
Well, it's funny to me too because
we get another one of the famous lap.
the other lap dissolve. Is that what you said we're gonna say?
Yep.
Well, I
Yep.
mean, are you talking
Right, go
about
ahead.
going outside to
You had a
the
thought
where we
first.
see him outside with the woman?
Yeah. To the
It's a quick shot. It's great, but it's simple. We see it. Carl says 1,000 crowns, and he's got, I don't know, a bag.
1,000 crowns.
Yeah, he's got like a bag or something with him, or what is he?
He got something, some fabric thing with him. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just a woman comes
and he's going to bump.
Go ahead.
He's going to bump into Count Dracula, Dr. Miracle, Wilfred Glendon, and Xandor from Dracula's Daughter, all lurking in the same corner because there are exact scenes like this in all of those movies.
Yeah, that's a good point. Again, that's what you came for. This is the last. Well, it's certainly not the last death, but
No.
the last murder. No, I don't know.
No.
Maybe it's the only really just cold-blooded murder that we see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She happens to be walking past as Carl is. Yeah, it's just the opportunity. It's not.
Yeah, that's true.
She's not
It's
asking.
not. Well, it in the Dreadstone, this young woman. There's a whole. Well, I say a whole chapter. It's not a long chapter, but she's encouraged by her mother to make this short trip across the square to go visit her grandmother.
Yeah.
And her mother even says it's safe because the monster has been spotted elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I like that about it. That what's to worry about? There's
Yeah,
the monster's not
he's long gone.
and as we know, our sympathies are more with the monster. That you wouldn't picture the monster doing this.
No.
Even if it was in service of this thing that they're doing. As soon as she's out of her mother's sight, she sees Carl, who's Fritz in the novel. She goes towards him because she hears someone else shuffling in the darkness. And I thought, when I read it, I'm like, oh, that's clever. Either, what did we call him in this one? Not Rudy, but the other guy.
Oh, Ludwig.
Ludwig, yeah. I figure, oh, that's clever. There's two of them. They're working together to do this. Or maybe it's even the monster. Because to avoid that situation, she goes towards Fritz, who's Carl, who kills her, and then who kidnaps her. But it turns out it was a coincidence because he says to Henry, someone else wanted it too, which is, he admits, well, then he has to kind of walk it back. Someone else wanted this body that he got at the accident hospital or whatever.
And then
I was like, oh, you came up with a clever idea, but no, it's just a coincidence.
The coincidence part doesn't ring true because it's never followed up on. It's like, who was that?
Yeah, it's weird. It's just a reminder, a nihilistic reminder that the world is a dangerous, unforgiving, awful nightmare. It's the lesson to be learned.
Yeah, I guess.
So that conversation that I'm referring to when Henry says, it says, an appalling notion was growing in his mind as he stared at the throbbing heart. What had they done to Elizabeth? And then he says, where did you get it? He demanded of Fritz. So I like that. That's not what I get from the movie.
Film, no. And there's a reason for that.
Right.
And you know what it is.
I guess not.
Oh, it was originally supposed to be Elizabeth's heart.
Oh, yes.
That they put into the bride.
Right.
And they thought that was a bit much, so they dialed that back quite a bit.
Well, that's interesting because I had been talking about the fact that I think it's odd that Henry says we need a sound young heart, someone freshly dead. Can you do it? And I've been leading up to it saying it sounds like Henry knows what he's requesting.
Right.
And then he suddenly is now like, where did you get it? Because of what Carl said. I gave the gendarme 50 crowns or whatever, which now I think about it, 50 crowns. This is like a penny.
That's just,
I guess.
Yeah, I know. Toss him a nickel.
Like a
Here
nickel.
you go, buddy.
Now that would actually all make sense, that Henry is perfectly fine with Carl going and murdering some innocent young woman.
Unknown.
But now he's suddenly worried about it. So it makes sense in the context that he's worried that it might be Elizabeth's heart.
Yeah.
Which it would be a really good twist, I guess.
Yeah,
to the story.
I would,
and Henry deserves that.
I don't know that Elizabeth deserves to die that way, but I like it's sort of some divine retribution for all the shit that he's done. But it also crosses a line that he never crossed before. He never killed or had anybody killed. Unlike Peter Cushing, who second he conceives the idea, just about kills somebody. So
yeah, that's a good point. He pushes the guy off the thing.
Yeah,
right?
Through the rail.
Is that the first film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the restoration yet that they just did of Curse of Frankenstein?
No.
Oh, it's looks beautiful.
I watched a little bit of it. That's right. I watched a little bit of it, and I thought, it still looks like shit.
No,
I think maybe there's something wrong with me. Sometimes somebody will say something's been restored, and I look at it and I go, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's like a miracle. And then something like that, I look at it and I go, it looks about the same as the other one to me.
No, it's
like it just looks like an old movie. It's much
looks-
better.
it's
Maybe I need to go
the
try it again.
colors are a lot richer. It's got more depth. The darks are darker.
Okay.
It always looked washed out and faded before.
Yeah.
So it does.
Yeah.
I thought it looked a lot better.
It's on my list of things to do.
Okay.
Yeah, as you've noted, it's been a busy time lately.
I've got a stack of Blu-rays about 10 inches high.
Well,
haven't
yeah.
watched yet.
I got my Inner Sanctum box set from
Oh, did you get it? Yeah.
from Mill Creek for what
Amazon
are they?
for like
$6 or whatever for 6
$8.
movies. $8, yeah. But I didn't get that Hammer box set, of course.
No, because that was a fiasco. Although some people apparently did.
Is that right?
Yeah, there's like a Hammer on Blu-ray group on Facebook that I belong to, and a couple people like, yeah, I got it today. It was $20. And so I don't know. They must have had some go through before they caught the mistake and put the kibosh on that pretty quick.
And made up some lie about my credit being no
I
good.
didn't get that. I just got that. Well, there was a mistake. We had to cancel it.
Which was a lot better way to handle it.
Yeah. Now you look like a deadbeat.
Totally. I can't decide if any of this is gonna stay in.
I'm
Do we
not
want
sure
to say
yet
what we're
either.
talking about?
I'll probably cut this.
Because
part
what's
out.
funny about it is, okay, so if you're, or I don't know if we want to name them, an online retailer mispriced a Hammer box set, 20 films. They mispriced it to $20.
Yeah, it sells
and
like on
everybody bought a copy, and then they
on Amazon. It's like
screwed
80
us.
or something like that, and they get retails for over $100. And
Yeah. What's funny about it is not only did my order get canceled with some lie about my credit having a problem, but now whenever I go to Facebook and scroll through Facebook, the ad that it puts up is that online retailer selling me that box set
really?
for $65.
Is that right?
It's
Okay.
like, no, I don't. Yeah. It's like, quit rubbing it in.
Yeah, because a bunch of us sprung to life and ordered it right away. I already had it, but $20, what the hell? Give it to somebody.
$20 is $20.
Yeah, give it to somebody as a gift or something. But mine, it took a couple days for it to get canceled. So I kind of thought maybe it would slide through, but they did give me a coupon for like $5 off of something for a pain and suffering I experienced.
Yeah.
Which, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not going to use that. They're not getting my business.
Well, it sounds like this happened to a ton of people. So
All right.
The instrument that is registering the heartbeat is called a galvanometer, after our old friend Luigi
Of course
Galvani.
it is. That's
And,
perfect. I love
The
that.
brand that Henry uses is Weston.
Sure.
Because you can see the logo on a faceplate.
Oh, it says
It
that?
says Weston. So I don't know if that's early
I didn't think about it. I
product
didn't look.
placement for the Weston galvanometer.
Yeah.
Order yours today.
We have to start selling those on Redbubble. The Weston galvanometer.
It's beating perfectly, just as in life. If only I can keep it
So-
going.
Here's the thing I like about that. I think it's funny. Like I mentioned, I think last week, maybe the week before, they make a big deal out of the heartbeat, and we're watching it, and it's irregular. And there's the Weston galvanometer and
The
the
music,
timpani, and we're all on board. Everybody gets what's happening here. So then when we get the good heart, it's the same visual and audio references showing us that it's working great,
Still
but it's
not-
still
yeah.
not. It's not perfect. He
But
says it's beating
no.
perfectly, but it doesn't match. So it's like
It's
it's better.
It's fine.
It's fine. Well, I mean, it really. I don't know how hard it would be to make a Weston galvanometer beat, have a consistent rhythm. But whatever it is, it just seems like someone's pushing that thing from the other side.
Making it light up.
Yeah.
If only I can keep it going until, and then that's where Carl interjects that, pretty proud of himself. Oh, it was a fresh one. He's grinning as he says
Yes.
it. And Pretorius drops an instrument into his tray, which makes a loud clatter.
Yeah, that's really perfect. That, as you say, instrument falling into the thing. It's super loud.
It just shatters.
and obvious.
Yeah, it shatters everything.
The moment. It's cleverly constructed, that part of it.
Yeah, that's where
Because then,
that's
of
where
course,
Henry gets suspicious. Like, where did you get it? Whereas in the,
what are these guys
in
doing?
in the script, he gets suspicious first before Fritz,
Okay.
Carl, Franz, whatever, says it was a very fresh one. Wait a minute, where did you get this? I think this plays a lot better with Carl fucking it up. And,
Oh, absolutely. But now you've got me thinking about is would it be even better if it either was Elizabeth's heart or at least Henry thought
it would be. I think the whole.
And so now when I'm watching it, I think I'll think about it.
More would be
way.
at stake at that point. Even if it wasn't her heart, for Henry thinking it is and being constantly told, no, it's fine. She's fine. I don't know. If he thought she's dead and that's her heart, what would make him want to continue? Like, fuck it. It loses whatever threat value it has.
That's a really good point. It does seem to be the only reason he's doing it.
They've lost their thing they're extorting him with.
I kind of like that idea too, though, that their plan is so poorly thought out that they're like, oh, you need a sound young woman's heart. Well, we have one here in this cave. Why don't we use that one? Wait, no,
don't do that.
Think it through. Do the math.
Carl gave the gendarme 50 crowns, like we talked about. It's about 12 cents.
Gendarme is an interesting phrase. I didn't even really think about it, but we do these minute by minute, and you watch it with some detail. It's a French word for police officer.
Policeman, yeah.
Where are they, and why is he calling him the gendarme? You know what I mean? Why isn't he saying some Germanic word? Yeah,
well, maybe it's to again give it sort of this nebulous sense of everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It's somewhere in Europe.
I like that. It certainly is. That's the result. Yeah. I don't know if that was the intention, but it's effective.
Yeah, I think so. It gives it that weird quality.
It's also weird because then they talk about the police.
Yeah, it's
right?
A police case.
Of course it was a police case. You
talking to a gendarme,
went to the police. I don't... but whatever. But also, it's kind of neat that the only thing that Pretorius mouths to Carl is the word police. Mm-hmm. And then he responds, police case.
Well, he responds
which
to
is,
it next week.
Seems to me like he's giving him a prompt.
Yeah.
No, he says police case. He says that's all he says. Police case, and then it ends. On mine, anyway. But the thing about it is he says police case, which is like, it makes me picture it like Pretorius and Carl have already worked out what he's supposed to say, but Carl can't remember. So Pretorius says, police, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, police case. That was it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I am watching it minute by minute.
Yeah, I think we've gone past the point of reading too much into these things. That ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah, that's true. Like you've said, just wait till we're analyzing the wolf pulling on that chain to open the thing.
We're putting Peter to bed in real time.
Yeah. All right.
So there.
It's a police case.
60. Sting and those other two guys.
Yes, Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland. Yeah. Come on.
There we go. Couldn't remember.
Man, Sting and those other two guys. It's like calling the Kinks Ray Davies and those other guys. Actually, in that case.
Kind of is.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
is that the end?
That is the end.
Are we at the end?
We're at the end.
This is the end. Beautiful friend.
I feel like I should.
Isn't that what he says?
I feel like I should be.
Does he play the whole song in the
Apocalypse Now?
Yeah, but in the whatever you call it, the first edit, the 4-hour edit, I think he does.
Oh yeah, it goes on for like 2 hours of just that.
Yeah.
The rough cut or whatever. Yeah.
The rough cut. There you go.
Yeah, it's rough.
That'll be our closing music to this week. You gotta put the end on there.
The end. Okay.
We finally got some copyright free music for our podcast, and now I'm suggesting we put the Doors on.
Yeah.
Be a dick. This is gonna be so awkward. We're not gonna be able to use it now. I can already tell.
I don't know. I kind of like it already.
All right. So in minute 60, I talked about how Pretorius says always. Mm-hmm. That's like a favorite line of mine. In a program called Mary Shelley's Frankenhole, there's a character called Dr. Polidori, or maybe he's just called Polidori, who looks and sounds exactly like Pretorius.
Yes.
And there's a scene where Death comes to the door at the castle.
Yeah.
And Polidori opens the door, and Death puts his hand on Polidori's shoulder like he's gonna kill him, and nothing happens. So Death says, "Still immortal, Polidori?" And Polidori says, "Always." There you go.
There we go. So Dino's little...
Edit that in. Let's hit stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless you want to.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's Dino's little homage to Thesiger.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'll.
Friend of the show, Dino Stamatopoulos is
Yeah.
Mary Shelley's Frankenhole.
Yes.
All right. Good.
All right. Yes.
So now do we hit stop?
Yeah. All right.